I'm Teisha with Shalom TV's News Update. Jewish leaders in Israel, Europe, and here in the U.S. reacted today to the filing of criminal charges Tuesday against a rabbi in Germany for performing the Jewish ritual of circumcision. As you may have seen on IBA News and as we reported on yesterday, charges were filed against Rabbi David Goldberg, a veteran moel or ritual circumciser in Hof, Germany, in the first known case since a local court in Cologne ruled in June that the performance of the Jewish ritual can be considered bodily harm. Chairman of Israel's Knesset Immigration, Absorption and Diaspora Affairs Committee, Dani Danon, urged Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Foreign Minister Avigdor Lieberman to stop this, quote, disturbing trend, and said we must not allow the limitation of Judaism in the world, and certainly not in Germany. Here in the U.S., the Anti-Defamation League called the ruling in Cologne an assault on religious freedom, and ADL National Director Abe Foxman said he expects the Bavarian authorities to remain committed to a statement they made several weeks ago that said charges would not be filed against rabbis who perform circumcision. European Jewish Congress President Moshe Kantor also expressed his concern, saying it has been many decades since a Jew was charged for practicing Judaism openly, and is reminiscent of far darker times. We hope that in Germany, of all places, the authorities would remain far more sensitive to this issue. Rabbi Goldberg himself has remained committed, telling Israel's Army Radio, if they call me to do a circumcision, I will go to do it. Jewish organizations continue to condemn the racially motivated near-fatal beating of a Palestinian teenager by a group of Israeli Jewish youth in Jerusalem this past weekend. The Conference of Presidents of Major American Jewish Organizations, Chairman Richard Stone and Executive Vice Chairman Malcolm Hoenlein said such actions are not tolerable in a democratic society, regardless of the identity of the perpetrators or the victims. The Jewish Federations of North America issued a similar statement, as did the leadership of the Orthodox Union, who said, as Orthodox Jews, we are guided by our Torah principles, among which are the pursuit of peace, the rights of all human beings to justice, and the value of human life. All three groups also strongly commended Israel's leaders for their swift and stern condemnation of the attack. And staying with the Orthodox Union, OU Executive Director for Public Policy Nathan Diamond slammed comments made by Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas regarding Abbas's denial of the Jewish heritage of Jerusalem. Abbas stated Tuesday that the city of Jerusalem will forever be Arabic, Islamic, and Christian, that Israel was a threat to its Muslim and Christian sites, and that there will be no peace or stability before our beloved city and eternal capital is liberated from occupation and settlement. Diamond said that the connection between the Jewish people to Jerusalem and the Temple Mount is a fact, just as it is fact that only under modern Israeli sovereignty have Jerusalem's holy sites been protected and open to access by people of all faiths, and just as it is fact that Jerusalem must and will remain a united city and the capital of Israel and the Jewish people eternally. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's spokesman Mark Regev also weighed in on Abbas's comments, saying that he hoped the Palestinian leadership was not denying the Jewish connection to Jerusalem, which goes back 3,000 years. Ignoring that connection is to ignore reality, Regev said, and will do nothing to advance peace and reconciliation. In our Election 2012 report, the Republican Party's platform is expected to continue to endorse a two-state solution between Israel and its Palestinian neighbors at the Republican National Convention next week in Tampa, Florida. Political news site BuzzFeed reported that the GOP Platform Committee meeting in Tampa on Tuesday rejected 3 amendments that would have removed language supportive of a two-state solution. BuzzFeed said Delegate Kevin Erickson, who proposed 2 of the amendments, said he didn't want to pressure the Israeli government by specifying conditions of an ultimate peace. Romney advisor Senator Jim Talent objected to the amendments, saying that a two-state solution is Israel's own policy, endorsed repeatedly by Prime Minister Netanyahu. A final vote on the matter is expected before the full convention next week. And lastly, following this summer's shooting attacks here in the U.S., including at the movie theater in Colorado and the Sikh House of Worship in Wisconsin, Reform and conservative rabbinical leaders have called for an increase in gun control. Rabbi Julie Schoenfeld, Executive Vice President of the Rabbinical Assembly, the international umbrella organization for conservative rabbis, said as people of faith, the Rabbinical Assembly unequivocally calls upon lawmakers to take all available measures to ensure the safety of the public, to limit the availability of guns and the permissibility of their concealment. Rabbi David Saperstein, director of the Religious Action Center of Reform Judaism, said this trend of violence threatens us all and violates the values of respect for others that must be paramount in American civic and political life. The Religious Action Center recently posted about its efforts on limiting and controlling the sale and use of firearms, referring to the We Are Better Than This campaign, which promotes a national conversation about the need for sensible gun control laws. The campaign's current petition is urging Jim Lehrer, the moderator of the first presidential debate, which will take place in Denver on October the 3rd, to ask President Obama and Governor Romney about gun control. And that's Shalom TV's News Update. I'm Teisha Bader.